JNN is brought to you by Tender Years Preschool.
This week on JagNewsNet, we take a look at the process for creating a new science class. Sabrina Sordello brings you Senior Moments. We present 2 students who have achieved their goals, and Kenny Hem reports from the JNN Sports Box. All this and more on JNN.
Good morning, Jags. I'm Ryan Dominguez.
And I'm Vincent Souza. Today is Friday, March 28th. Science teacher Peter Rogers is engineering his own curriculum for a new class next year, STEM, Designing the Future. Kenny Hem and John Franzia filed this report.
The science department at Grigori High School has always been progressive. Their latest proposed class is STEM, Designing the Future. The class will use the 4 STEM concepts, science, technology, engineering, and math, to create a broad engineering curriculum with a unique class environment and a pretty ambitious goal.
We're going to be setting up a situation where we engineer the future, where we learn about and design future products using engineering, using math, using the technology that's available, using science, of course, to design a better place to live.
To achieve this goal, Rogers will combine the 5 basic units of engineering: civil, mechanical, electrical, biological, and chemical. This curriculum will be taught in a project-based class environment.
In each engineering, there's going to be a project or series of projects, series of activities that students are going to have to go through, but working on a particular idea, putting things together, collecting data, analyzing it, within the specific 5 types of engineering.
The driving force of this class will be student involvement. The course will challenge students further by having them create and work on their own projects.
I'm going to ask that students pick something in the future, some problem that they see, work in teams, and come up with a solution to that problem. And one aspect of the class is they're going to have to present their ideas in a public forum, whatever it happens to be. Any kind of public forum would be acceptable, but they're going to have to solve something. They're going to have to figure out a way to put something together and design the future to make it better.
The proposed class has been submitted to the district office and is pending approval. If it is approved, STEM, Designing the Future, will not only be a hands-on approach to next year's Common Core curriculum, but will also be completely unique to the Grigori campus. This has been John Franzia and Kenny Hem reporting for JNN.
Club Rush is today. 15 different clubs will be set up during lunch, so come and check out how to get involved around our campus. Spring Fling is upon us. Come out for free hot dogs and prizes April 3rd at the baseball and softball games. See our teams compete for MMC titles. There are free hot dogs for the first 100 fans, and take your picture with the giant jaguar. Students wearing blue and gold get in for free. Leadership is extending the Grigori's Got Talent deadline for participants. If you'd like to participate and be eligible for the $100, $75, or $50 prizes, you must turn in your completed application to Miss Maravilla in room N206 first thing Monday morning. Now, here's Sabrina Sordello with Senior Moments.
Hey seniors! In the past couple weeks, you should have gotten a few things taken care of. Let's run down that list. Cap and gowns ordered, Disneyland money turned in, and college acceptances and denials reported to Mr. Shepard. One event still available for payment is Sober Grad Night. The tickets are $45 in the SBO. Now, let's take a look at this week's Senior Moments.
My name is Joshua Asbill, and this is my senior moment. Doing the challenged athletics in adaptive PE and doing all the different events, like mine was the slalom course. It's where you have like cones, and you have to try to zigzag through the cones. and try to beat your best score. And then at the third challenge athletics, the last one, I was doing the slalom course backwards. So that was the challenge. At all 3 events, we won the trophy, and that was a good memory.
Hi, I'm Lizette.
Hi, I'm Alondra.
And this is our senior moment. Hi. Okay, so it started out as a typical day, you know. We're just walking, eating lunch, you know, everything. And then all of a sudden we're walking to our table, and then, you know, Alondra slips, and I'm like, oh my God. And she falls and she hits her elbow and everything, and then I help her up, and then she's, you know, looking at me, and she's like, okay, I'm okay. And I'm like, okay. So we're walking, and then we stand there for a little bit, and then she's like, oh my God. And I'm like, what? She's like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like freaking out. And then she's like, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, oh my God.
Like, I remember like feeling like this like quiver in my body. I was like, oh God. And I look at Lizette, and I'm like, Lizette, I don't feel good. And she looks at me, she's like, Alondra, don't you dare faint.
And then all of a sudden she just falls and passes out. And right before she hits her head, I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh God. And I threw something, I don't know what I did. And I all of a sudden just caught her, and I'm like, ah. And like, it took my whole like body weight just to hold her up. And like, she's just dangling there. And then all of a sudden I'm looking around and calling for help.
And I woke up, and like, a bunch of people were like near me, and I was looking for Lizette. I'm like, where's Lizette? Like, what just happened? Like, it was scary. I probably would have dropped and probably would have cracked open my head. Probably. So I'm kind of glad she was there.
I'm Sabrina Sodello, and this has been your Senior Moments.
Did you apply for next year's JNN staff? A list of students who made the cut is now posted on the door of C112. If you have any questions or concerns, please see Mr. McCarthy. Grigori Drama will perform Disney's The Little Mermaid Jr. next Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at 7 p.m. in the Rainforest Cafe. Tickets are $5 for students and $7 for adults. Tickets can be purchased at the door or in advance in the SBO. Sober Grad will be selling raffle tickets for a prom package for an almost free prom. For more information, head out to the quad area at lunch. This deal ends today. Next week is Prom Fair, Friday, April 4th. Come check out the fashion show and many local vendors to help your prom planning. Prom tickets are on sale Monday for $35. Stop by the SBO to purchase yours. Springtime is a very important time for seniors applying to college. If they haven't already received their acceptances, they will soon. For these 2 students, an acceptance means much more. Raquel Houlihan and Timothy Gallagher filed this report.
In January of this year, Michaela Warsh received her nomination to the United States Military Academy at West Point. A few months later, on March 18th, Michael Gallagher received his nomination to the United States Air Force Academy in Colorado Springs. Both are classmates at Grigori High School, and both have been working towards their goals for quite some time.
I picked Colorado Springs because the atmosphere that would be there, of not just the literal atmosphere, but the students who would be there.
What I want to get out of West Point is really want to feel myself kind of being able to go into that leadership role where I can see myself commanding a company or being in charge of a company.
Well, it's a pretty unique opportunity. We basically, there's about 10,000 plus people that will apply to an academy, and specifically the Air Force Academy. And out of that, we'll take about 1,200 people and send them to school, and that's from around the nation.
It's kind of a long process.
First is the academics with all the testing scores and everything.
And then there's like the extracurricular part, and then a few essays you have to write.
And then you also have something called the cadet fitness test or assessment.
It's running, push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups, sprints, things like that. You have to do that as well. And then there's a medical component to it where you go to a doctor who makes sure that you're healthy and checks your eyesight and all the things like that.
Then you have the leadership, what leadership positions you've taken in clubs or leadership itself.
And then after that, there's also a nomination. You have to get a nomination from a congressman, so be it like R1 Jeff Denham.
And they go through literally dozens of applicants from across the entire district, and then they, as a panel, decide which ones are up for nomination. So I go over those final nominees, and then I get the honor of being able to call each one from the district that we're going to submit to one of the different academies.
The nominations, like this, getting the full ride scholarship, and then the rest of the application is like just applying and getting to the school itself.
It was his own determination. You know, he got this desire to go. He could see it was in his reach, and he just became relentless and determined in all of his efforts. It focused him. It made him go the extra mile. He raised the bar on himself. He just was determined.
There's definitely been times when students, when challenges come around, whether it's personally or academically, or even test scores, all those wonderful college entrance exams, when they get so frustrated or things don't go the right way, sometimes they just want to give up. And she was always the person that said, "You told me I can't do it, so I'm going to show you I can do it."
With Raquel Houlihan, I'm Timothy Gallagher reporting for JNN.
Next week, we are celebrating our spring sports at Grigori. On Tuesday, wear your spring pastels and floral prints. Wednesday, wear your favorite professional sports jersey. Thursday, wear your Grigori game day spirit wear. Lastly, on Friday, wear blue and gold. Grigori's Got Talent is April 10th and 11th. Tickets are only $5 now available in the SBO. Tickets will also be sold at the door. Audience votes are on Thursday, and winners will be announced on Friday. Jags for Jesus is meeting on April 1st in room C210 for an April Fool's Day party. Everyone is welcome. Now, here's Kenny Hem reporting from the JNN Sports Box.
What's up, Grigori High? I'm Kenny Hem, and welcome back to the JNN Sports Box. First up, our boys baseball is 6-4 overall and 3-0 in league. Last Thursday, the boys took on Bayer at Bayer. When the two teams met in the beginning of the season, Grigori came back with a final effort and ended the game 4-3. This time around, Grigori had the early lead and maintained it for the rest of the game, ending with a final score 3-2. This game marked the first time a team has swept Bayer since 11 years. The boys then took on Davis on Tuesday, and after the 5th inning, they had to end the game with the final score 10-0. Boys golf is 4-1 so far this season. Greg Jolly and James Haskin are leading the team with a 3.6 handicap for 9 holes. Also going strong in the season, Ethan Hardy, Hunter Hughes, Riley Hughes, and Garrett Engel. The match to watch will be on April 1st versus Johansson at Creekside. Teens Run Modesto took place Sunday, March 23rd. Grigori had 26 students running the full marathon and 4 running the half marathon. 3 Grigori staff members also showed up out on the course. March may be coming to an end, but the madness has just begun. For those of you who filled out brackets in the NCAA tournament, I've got one question for you. Has your madness turned to sadness? For Mrs. Gaines, her Baylor Bears are looking pretty good. That 30-point blowout on Sunday against Creighton was a big surprise for all of us, but no one was more surprised than Mrs. Gaines, who didn't choose her alma mater. And Wichita State also went down on Sunday, ending their perfect season. And also some of your chances of winning the championships. And who can blame Coach Vandermolen and Coach Wynn for picking Duke? Duke is a perennial favorite in this tournament. And like the Blue Devils, Coach V and Coach W probably never saw Mercer coming. In my bracket, right next to all the tears that were shed, I had Duke going all the way to the Final Four. I didn't even bet at Chipotle on that game. And I'm not getting it. As maddening as this NCAA season is going so far, I still have Wisconsin and MSU in the finals. Good luck with the rest of your brackets. Well, that's it for the Sports Box this week. I'm Kenny Hem, signing off.
A celebration of life for Melinda Souza is scheduled for tomorrow from 1 to 4 p.m. at 409 12th Street in Modesto. Her family is hoping for all of her former students to attend the event.
I'm Ryan Dominguez.
And I'm Vincent Souza.
Thanks for watching.